Good morning and welcome to the devotions for the 22nd of November. Have you seen any of the Christmas adverts yet? I have to admit, I hadn't, not until last night when I was watching the TV and we saw the McDonald's Christmas advert. And it was wonderful. It's all about a little girl who shares her reindeer treats with her imaginary friend Iggy. She has drawn him, and the next thing she knows, she looks up and there he is in real life, and she shares the carrots with him. And it tells the story of her growing up and sadly leaving Iggy behind. In fact, she puts him in the wardrobe. But then it cuts to her going to McDonald's, of course, with her friends as a teenager. And she sits there in the corner sharing her meal and looks over to see a young boy with his bag of reindeer treats. And she remembers Iggy in the wardrobe. She goes home and goes upstairs with a worried look on her face, thinking, is he still going to be there? And yes, of course. Imaginary Iggy is there in the wardrobe, and she goes on to share some reindeer treats with him and puts the plate out for the reindeers themselves. Now in the Bible, we're told that as we grow both physically and spiritually, we should put away childish things. But then Jesus comes along and tells us that we need to be more childlike to get into the kingdom of heaven. Now, there are very big differences between being childish and having your pet lip and stomping around in a tantrum to being childlike and having that awe and wonder about everything. I had my grandson the other day simply because he wants to come and stay at Grandma and Granddad's. And his questions are always, why, Grandma? Why? Why does that happen? And trying to answer him in a way that he understands and that isn't going to sound too silly when other people hear me, especially when you're in the middle of the supermarket or in a cafe and he's asking all sorts of questions. But it's because he wants to learn about everything around him. Sadly, we can be like the girl in the advert. And we grow up and we put things like that in the wardrobe, in the cupboard, and hide them away. So if you can, watch the advert. You might not be into McDonald's themselves, but just watch the advert. And just think about the things that we might need to retrieve from the wardrobe. We probably won't all have an imaginary Iggy, although we may have had an imaginary friend when we were younger. But just recall those moments when you were younger and seeing the brightest star in the sky, or even a shooting star, was an awe and wonder moment. Maybe putting your own Christmas tree up when you were a child. And I always used to love to be able to put the star or the fairy on the top. As we draw nearer to Christmas, in fact, it's the first Sunday in Advent coming up. Think about the awe and wonder that everybody involved in that story felt. And just see if we can pick up on that feeling this year. God bless and enjoy the rest of your day.